Hey guys, welcome back to Quick Chatter Live. It's been a long time. Sorry for the delays. We will be back this time. Nikhil Bhai told me it's same thing again and again, but this time we'll reach up to the point. We will be coming regularly. And here we are with our guest Nikhil Bhai and Abhinav. To introduce Abhinav more is a version. I mean, you can say Abhinav 2.0. He's a much more calculated talker right now. So coming to Nikhil Bhai is as usual हमारा क्या बोलते हैं फैंटेसी गुरु जय माता दी everything he predicts comes to life. I mean, seeing his tweets, we think like
Oh,
why can't we be like him? Why can't we predict the game like him? It's so good, Nikhil Bhai. We need to learn a lot from you. Looking
I thought
forward.
we had. I thought Paul the Octopus had died. I don't think he ever died. He's just been reborn in the form of Nickel Poppet.
Maybe I am Horcrux without I know that I am one. क्या पता?
Right. So coming to this World Cup, it's been very shocking, very entertaining, very unpredictable. So the number one unpredictable thing which have happened is no Pakistan, no Sri Lanka, no New Zealand into Super 8. ICC have preceded them. ICC have told ki these are the teams that are going into Super 8. They have preceded everything, and all Pakistan did was lose two close matches. Abhinav wants to talk on that. I understand, Abhinav. Please start.
Um, I don't want to be sounding very crude, and to quote a famous line from the uh, influencer Shubham Gaur, who masquerades on Instagram as as doing Shoaib Akhtar parodies at times. पाकिस्तान एक सॉफ्टवेयर बनाने वालों की टीम ने फोन चुराने वालों की टीम को हरा दिया. दैट इज व्हाट ही समराइज दैट एंटायर यूएसए पाकिस्तान गेम एज. बट आई मीन it was shocking to see. I mean, Pakistan was doing everything possible to lose that game. US, I think, because of clear lack of exposure to top skilled, to high skilled cricket. I mean, they've not been in a position like this before. Uh, but I mean, they were going to botch up naturally. Pakistan
Hmm.
botched it up royally. I mean, in that game. I mean, just the number of extras, the number of dropped catches, missed fields is. I mean, the litany. There's a line of things that just Pakistan just deliberate. I mean, by their own making, they just screwed up. I mean, and it was funny to see them doing that. So yeah, I mean that is one of the most. I mean, as an Indian fan, I mean that was one of the most my one of my most favorite moments. I think the most favorite moment for me. Second was obviously the way India came back in that game against Pakistan. I think at
Yes.
halftime, at the halfway interval, written the I had put out a tweet. I had put out that tweet. I mean, NSFW related tweet है वो कोई देख सकता है. I mean, so I wrote that tweet because I was genuinely shocked with how poor that Indian team was. But I mean, till that, I mean, जब वो जसप्रीत बुमराह नाम का एक वो ह्यूमन चीट कोड अगर जब आपके साथ है तो फिर क्या ही. तो फिर तो आई मीन it just uh, does things. I mean, he just makes things happen. I mean, he's just that guy. तो फिर वो बहुत I mean, again was one of my most favorite moments. Then mm, I loved the West Indies South Africa game. That was West Indies cricket. I mean, in terms of its crowd response, the fandom, that was absolutely at what we have grown up reading about, listening, and seeing about West Indies cricket. It was boisterous, noisy, and it was passionate, and it was so amazing to see cricket really being once again being uh, embraced wholeheartedly by the Caribbean. I mean, it was really amazing to see. I mean, and I think world cricket needs a
Yeah.
very strong West Indies. I mean,
Yeah,
so
Abhinav.
in this
Just
World Cup, in that sense, has been a huge success. So those three. than Afghanistan's victory today. I mean, it was the twin Afghanistan victories. That would probably round up the top five for me. I mean,
Right,
incredible
right.
skill they've shown, incredible skill that they've shown to get to the semis.
Yeah, Abhinav. Thanks for your pointers. There have been good pointers that Abhinav made. And quick introduction to Saurabh Bhai, who have made his return with a new look and all. Saurabh Bhai looking good.
Thank you so much. After ages, we came again live, and what a good thing to see already Avinav and Nikhil bhai. MashaAllah. And
Good to good to see
Valla
him
Vaja
on this.
host.
Good to see him live after meeting him in person as well after the last video.
I'm still playing cricket with the CDC team, so thank you so much for the introduction for the official cricket
No
stuff.
problem. No problem.
That's an amazing one.
Right, right. So Nikhil bhai, as Abhinav have summed up his favorite moments. So I wanted you to ask mainly about India-Pakistan game. It was toe to toe. The target was less. Our bowlers were on point after a certain time. So how did you analyze the game? How did you read the game? And what was the exact turning point that we turned the game to our hands?
Well, it was, in my opinion, probably one of India's finest wins. Uh, it is, when you talk about India Pakistan, we often say, rivalry and all of that, but very rarely you get a close game. Last two World Cups, we've had two very good games. So, and both the times, India has been able to come out of jail proper in terms of, okay, by you have pushed into a very deep corner uh, to come back from 8 from like 28 from 8 you felt इसको कैसे टॉप करोगे then to try and defend 48 from 48 with enough wickets in hand on a deck
Yes.
where you feel कि नहीं है जितना भी देखो भाई आपको तो रन बॉल चाहिए and then we have probably one of the greatest brain feds that will ever be in this time of cricket watching that you played out Hardik and Siraj and everyone but you had the proper Jai Mata Di knew के let's try and hit Bumrah फिर यार वो वन बुमराह आई कॉल हिम वन बुमराह फॉर अ रीजन कि यू कैन नॉट टेक हिम लाइटली वो बंदा
Right.
लाइटली लेने के लिए है ही नहीं इट इज and it is not even a pitch of a ball के रे एकदम बुमराह स्पेशल it is just on the occasion right time of the right kind of ball and just very too brave from MR
Rizwan.
that is Rizwan to attempt to break the game open which is again in an idea wow कि चल जाएगा तो अरे देख भाई रिजवान को मारा रिजवान बुमराह को मारा भाई बुमराह बट the downside of it is something that he did not see coming at all and
Right.
uske baad I don't think India allowed them to feel
Settle
confident
down.
about them so that is seen in India Pakistan most of the games it's about pressure whether you look at it in the Afghanistan Australia game till the time Maxwell was there in the crease you had the belief that okay Afghanistan can win but you can't trust it the moment
Right.
Maxwell got out you started to believe as well कि हाँ अभी ये लोग भी कर लेंगे because that mental block is out of their mind कि हाँ भाई ये बंदा out हो गया because till that time he had not offered a single chance so uh, and that is how the game goes so I think very happy in terms of I said previously also मेरे expectations have been के semi-final उसके बाद जो हुआ देखा जाएगा we reached semi-final fairly well thanks to again a very once in a proper एकदम ही sorry to use the same word जय माता दी knock from रोहित शर्मा क्योंकि वो जो पहले 3 6 मारे ना स्टार्ट को चैन पड़ा थोड़ा बदला नहीं लिया है बदला लेने का सवाल अभी आया ही नहीं है बदला तब होगा जब तुमको 27 में या 31 में या 25 में तुम उनको फाइनल में हारो यू कांट टेक रिवेंज फ्रॉम अ सुपर एट गेम सो दैट इज
Correct.
देयर बट आई थिंक right through this T20 World Cup, we've seen a lot of close such games, which have been very, very refreshing to see. Whether it is
Correct.
New York, whether it is Nepal finding a way to lose against South Africa, whether it is South Africa not being South Africa. So I think it is good for the game. I'm sure PNG, Uganda, they will all take good lessons back. I think Scotland would rue, a couple of games where they would feel oh they had a chance. But I mean that is what cricket is all about. You have to capitalize on the the small moments in the game. So yeah, good games for India as well.
Right, right. Saurabh bhai, a question to you. The host USA and Caribbean have been, they have played completely well. USA have shocked the world and they have entered Super 8, where they got their reality check, or, they need to improve on certain aspects. And West Indies got eliminated when we thought they will be into the semifinals. So, how do you reflect on this?
Such as
Such as, associate teams coming forward, like Scotland, like Nikhil Bhai mentioned, there are many close games, and Scotland almost knocking out England. Scenario says that.
first of all, I would like to say that the USA underprepared pitch, especially New York one, played a big game.
Hmm.
And we all know when there is an underprepared pitch, anything can be possible. It's like what Nikhil Bhai told, na? MR shot of on Bumrah. So in that in that case, you think if you would have been just hold back that over, what would have
Right.
been done? Nothing. But on the same side, everybody was scared that wicket was falling in such a way because nobody was aware that which way ball will move. It will be
Hmm.
coming on a proper height or it will little. It's not that it's a surra. It's not a surra, but it's just a 3-4 inch ka difference, and that 3-4 inch ka difference creates lots of issue when you want to play shots.
Correct.
So USA got a benefit out of it. The reason behind it that, and typically I must say that the USA team is not USA team, it's a world team. Come on. Saurabh played under 19 team. Monarch also had some kind of proper cricketing background. Milind is there. Uh, Anderson is there. Aaron Jones is there. Means Ali Khan somewhere down the line, you may say that he's a proper product, but he's also a Pakistan backed, Pakistan born who played cricket somewhere. Now the problem is that especially Ali Khan, I'm talking about the USA. Ali Khan has played so many, and he's a very well known face in West Indies, Caribbean League,
CPL. CPL.
CPA. So now think it is that in Toto, apart from two, three players, most of the players like they have taken it from India, Pakistan, New Zealand, West Indies, etc., etc., and they made a team. So
Yes.
experience they always had. It's the nerves, and I think USA could have been done much better if Munnar could have been there
Yes.
because the way he has a because Aaron Jones after defeating Pakistan, he got little carried away with his words because he told few things like big words, which we don't like actually in the cricketing world because
Hmm.
cricket is a game of uncertainties. But
Correct.
again, after that match, apart from the Aaron Jones, everybody has given their 100%. They tried, and even who knows if they would have played little better in Super 8s against South Africa, they would have been won it because
Correct.
the way they lost by 16 or 18 runs, I think exactly it was a Nitish Kumar and Aaron Jones wicket, which was a big
Change
deal
the game.
that time, or else it would have been much easier. And again, when the underprepared pitches are there, where exactly even the good batsman doesn't know what's happening, it's always associate because associate nations pitches are like you may feel like that because they don't have properly rolled pitches. Maybe I don't know. I'm just telling because the ICC is not giving them the yeah, Karthik. True that they missed Monarch on that day. But apart from that, you say pitches played a big role. If the same matches would have been done in West Indies solely, none of the team would have been there. Even in a dream that they could have been even come to the top out of the five, 4, no? Top three even
Hmm.
because bats. Now you see exactly what happened in West Indies. Now people are scoring 170, 180s, and with that
Right.
particular experiences, and USA pitches helped a lot. That's what I mean to say that whenever the uncertain stuffs, no, the team which doesn't have that much of uh, feel, matlab, may say potential in way say or or they cannot chase like 140, 150, They also know that because the pitches are uncertain. Even when India was playing against USA,
USA.
there was a time when we thought exactly what the hell happened.
Correct.
कहते हैं ना, वो जिगर मुंह पे आ गया था, तो
Hmm.
वो कलेजा मुंह पे आ गया था, सेम कलेजा 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 मुंह पे आ गया था, तो जिगर बोलो जो बोलो, कलेजा मुंह पे आ गया था। तब क्वेश्चन ये है कि अगर हम पर्टिकुलर किस चीज को देखेंगे, एक चीज जरूर देखेंगे कि दिस वर्ल्ड कप हैज actually improved. I mean, we saw the real temperament from the associate teams, but
Correct.
somewhere down the line, what we found out that this entire World Cup didn't uh, feel like a World Cup this time. I don't know for whatever reasons, because so many associate teams, and we saw the way top teams had to
Played.
had to uh, be like eliminated from the round because of the uncertainty of the pitches. The same pitches,
Correct.
if would have been in India, Pakistan, or somewhere else, Western media would have been killed us. Literally
Hmm.
would have been killed us. They would have been filed a case against motion against us that ban India, ban the subcontinent teams. So,
Correct.
hell, it happened, and I personally feel that the situation and scenario of the entire World Cup didn't go well, in my opinion, because USA part was little unnecessary. Because I think forcefully you wanted to put people true, but again, uh, you are pushing cricket to a nation, because if you wanted really wanted to push a nation, you would have been put the same World Cup into Zimbabwe. South Africa, Zimbabwe would have been done it in a better way, in my point of view. If you want really wants to play, because Zimbabwe is a test playing nation.
Correct.
USA has started playing cricket, and
Hmm.
in few years you're giving an opportunity to host them. The same thing what we are expecting India to host the World Cup, football World Cup, if something will happen. That is a power game, nothing else. So it's okay. But again, apart from
Yeah.
the really few good matches, really few good matches, the way today's match in the morning, Afghanistan, Bangladesh, or USA, Pakistan in India, Pakistan, India, or India, Australia. Lot many matches were like we knew that what gonna to be outcome. Although the outcomes were not as it is, but in my point of view, this World Cup is a little dhila dhala, and might be that dose of T20 is too much. Too many T20 series happened and all. So in my point of view, it's like okay,
Right.
okay
Right.
to me this time.
Right, Saurabh
I
bhai.
mean,
Abhinav has a point.
uh, look, cricket. I mean, look, I mean, there is definitely. I mean, in terms of planning, I think ICC probably got its venue selection in the US a little wrong. I mean, they should have. They should have uh, put more matches in at the Grand Prairie Stadium. I think, which is in Dallas. I mean, because it's a purpose-built venue, and that would have probably it would have been a lot better to have games, many more games out there. I mean, New York was a. I mean, they had to. It was a pop-up stadium. I mean, like that stadium in Qatar, which was the stadium where essentially which was built out of container. New York Stadium was basically, in a way, a cricketing version of that. I mean, popped in a few drop-in pitches at that park, put up temporary stands, and once the World Cup is over, just take scale the stands down and take and leave the leave whatever possible cricketing infrastructure behind. But look, I mean, this having this World Cup in USA was actually important because let's not forget, in 4 years' time, Los Angeles will be hosting a Summer Olympic Games as well, and T20 cricket is
Hmm.
going to be a part of that of the program in the Olympics program for the first time in over a millennium. I mean, in over a century, cricket will be returning to the Olympic sport. So, I mean, to generate interest from in the American crowd about cricket. It was needed that you have a World Cup. You bring the most accessible form of cricket out to the US, and which is basically T20 cricket because it's the shortest and the most accessible form of cricket available to the audience. So in that sense, I think the World Cup has done its job because it's grabbed eyeballs in the US. It's got people talking. It's got and whatever said and done about the makeup of this US team, I mean, but they've played out of their skills. I mean, uh, and they've shown that they do belong. I mean, they still. I mean, with more exposure to
Right.
against getting against higher skilled teams, few more players getting few more gigs at in global T20 leagues, and that Major League Cricket takes off even further. Who's to say that US can't won't be able to make the leap into probably being almost as good as Afghanistan in a few years' time. I mean, maybe 10, 15 years. And I mean, they're taking the best possible route available to them. They don't exactly have a lot of local talent available. So try and ensure that a lot of people who are a lot of expats who are based there and have played some cricket, try and get them in their own countries, get them back into the game, try and have them
Correct.
and bring them into the fold, professionalize the game in that sense, using that as a means. I mean, and they've done that pretty decently. I mean, and so I mean, I mean, it's good that they'll be playing the next T20 World Cup. I mean, they've qualified for that, so I mean, it'll be really interesting
It's
to
really
now.
good.
In 2 years' time, they'll be playing in completely different conditions in India and Sri Lanka. So I mean, it'll be very interesting to see how they shape up because they'll also
Right.
then 2 years later then there'll be the Olympics in Los Angeles. So again, I think they'll probably be devising pop up similar to what they did in New York, a pop-up venue with drop-in pitches. I mean, who's to
Yes.
say
Yes.
if that clicks? I mean, it'll do. This World Cup has, in a way, done wonders for in that sense. I mean, in the commercial as well as in the commercial sense, and as well as ensuring cricket is taken to the more non-accessible part of the globe. I mean,
Right.
we've
Right.
had Uganda coming into the World Cup, into men's international cricket, top level men's international cricket for the first time. Nepal is now taking a giant leap in that sense. They've registered a major win at a ICC global event now. Uh, it really is game is broadening out, and the fact that Afghanistan has now reached the semi-final, it shows that the game in a way is getting a little more democratized and it's broadening out to many more countries. It's no longer a big boys exclusionary club
Game.
any.
Correct.
It's no longer a big boys exclusionary club now, and that is itself uh, that's a good thing. I mean, it's important that the game is able to expand uh, to a place like
Very
US
other
because
space.
there is a market. There is a genuine market that needed to be explored over there, and
Hmm.
that's happening.
Right, Arun. That's a very good point made. So just Karthik slided in. Welcome, Karthik. Welcome to the stream for the very first time. Nice
Yeah,
meeting you.
yeah. Hi, Vallabh. Hi, team. Yeah, I have been like following you guys, but yeah, I never got a time to join you guys. But yeah, I keep enjoying you listening to you guys.
Right.
And you must say exactly your experience of watching live T20 World Cup
Yes. About to
Yeah,
because
ask.
you are the only one who watched the live cricket. So you can say exactly that what was the situation, what was the cost effective stuff, because I heard that how you guys spent.
So much
It's
money.
a dollar looks good, but you convert to Indian money, people will feel in a different way here for sure. So please
yeah.
share your experience.
Like since like they say, in search of gold, you miss diamond. Uh, I went to New York to watch India games, and I missed thrillers in Dallas, which is like my home.
Oh,
Yeah, I would have attended that India like Pakistan USA game if I was there. I missed that out. Then when Nepal game was very good, decent. Like I missed that one as well.
hmm.
But India game is India game, so I won't. I have zero regrets. And yeah, even like the only thing that is a big concern is like ICC. Uh, they should have like taken care about the drop in pitch. It takes some time to settle. The problem was like they brought it in, they didn't get enough time, like they didn't see if the pitch is behaving well, and the World Cup arrived. They just had only one game, India versus Bangladesh. Like it looked decent, to be honest. Like there was the outfield was bad, but I thought the pitch was decent for that India versus Bangladesh game. But once the World
Right.
Cup started and they started using the other pitches as well, like
Mm.
that first game was like I was like bleeding blood from my eyes. That South Africa and Sri Lanka game, it was like hard to watch on TV. I don't know how people felt watching it live, but yeah. But other games, to be honest, even though like it looked bad on TV, live in the stadium, they were okay. Like even though they are
Right.
low scoring affairs, and especially India Pakistan game, like it was worth all the money. I was like thinking, should I attend or should I miss? But I thought, okay, I don't know if I'll attend any other Pakistan games. So India versus Pakistan game. So I thought I should be there, and I was there, and it was worth all the money. And the
So,
other part with the why games are scheduled in New York, like like not every team played games in only New York, only USA. Like teams like Sri Lanka
right.
travel to West Indies and
Correct.
all. The best part or only connectivity is from New York. It is the nearest airport.
Yeah,
So
okay.
that's the reason why they schedule the games there. And coming to Dallas part, like it's a very, even though it's a drop in pitch, it had enough time. Like MLC was played there, some local games were played, so it was a decent pitch. If you look at like there are like I think there are 3 or 4 strips there. One of them is slow. Even during the MLC, it used to play slow. I think if you look at Netherlands and Nepal game, it was quite like a low scoring affair. I think
Correct.
the score was less than 120 or so. And if you look at the Pakistan game, it was a much better. Like under the other factor, they should have like played more games under lights in US. Like
Hmm.
at the Grandpere Stadium, there was only one night game. The atmosphere is very good, and like the ball comes onto the bat very nicely under lights. And yeah, it would have been much better. Like you would have had a much better feel of USA grounds if
Cricket.
there were more night games.
The only
And
problem was the viewers.
Indian
yeah,
The
viewers.
Hotstar,
right.
not Indian,
We would also
Asian
sit in
viewers.
the,
Asian, yeah, I understand
Asian
that.
viewers.
we would also
Asian
Asian
sit in
viewers.
viewers.
the,
I understand the
Asian
viewership part
viewers.
there. Yes.
Because
Asian
half of
viewers.
the, of course, India, Pakistan, Bangladesh, Sri Lanka, they
Sri
also
Lanka.
have to watch match now.
Right.
Most of the
Afghanistan.
revenue,
Right.
most of the revenue to ICC comes from India, Bangladesh.
Correct. Yeah,
Right.
So
I
quite
understand that.
obvious.
But correct.
See, one thing I would like to say. I'm very happy this World Cup happened because I still remember people when we watch 83 World Cup, the lame excuse had been given 83 why India Zimbabwe match was not published because of it was some BBC strike and all. We all know reality. It was not that. It was that they didn't give value to Indian team and Zimbabwe was
Hmm.
nothing that time. We didn't have the power. We didn't have the now we have the power. Yes, it is the right time we saw the world that forget it. Australia, England, do whatever you wish for. The entire international matches will go on our terms. In terms of viewership, I'm talking about. I'm not talking
Correct.
about any other rules to be changed. I'm really happy to see that because it's too much time to hear about third world and etc. We are snack shawarmas, etc. etc. Guy wouldn't.
To be
Now
honest,
the world has to.
it's not even.
Even Ronaldo and Messi nowadays talk about India. Come on,
Yeah,
so
true all the time.
forget
Moreover, like
about that.
the best part is it's not BCCI that is dictating the terms. It is Star or the
Nice.
broadcaster, because like they pay the big bucks. They pay the money,
Correct.
and they are generating all the revenue from the broadcast rights for the ICC. So they need to agree to the terms.
And one more thing, just to add up, their Hotstar has been sold to
Be
51% Indian
profit for
stuff
both people. It can't be like
to
one way
Geo.
traffic. So that's one part.
Behind the curtain,
And
a lot
people
more things
crying like
happens.
India is getting all these like preferences on the grounds. India is getting all the day games and all. That's another bullshit. Like
They only do one thing for a reason. See, Twitter gives them money nowadays, and it's a free money for them. So quite obvious, they are getting the
Hmm.
impression they're getting the money, what else they want. It's not like us who doesn't get the impression, doesn't matter whatever it is.
Only
How does
Nikhil Bhai
that
gets the
matter?
impressions.
Nikhil Bhai's guts I have seen live, Baba. If somebody would have been told me, I would have been said, yes, Nikhil by the way I know. But I saw in front of me what he told. I would not say anything about what happened, but I would like to say that he told, I think this is the situation and this player will get out by 19th over. And the same thing has happened. So it is not about, I'm not talking about the guts of Avinav, quite obvious. Apart from that, नहीं तो अभिनव तो हमारे बारे में बहुत, हमारे और अभिनव में ऐसे भी बहुत ज्यादा चलता रहता है मोहब्बत. But again, Nikhil bhai's guts, like if the way his guts are, the way he's chosen things are, is amazing. So quite obvious है जहाँ me too seen guts. हाँ हाँ मंजू भाई, even Karthik too. Even Karthik too.
लोग बोलेगा कि मैं टेबल पे खुला बैठा था और डॉक्टर साहब आके मेरा गट्स चेक करके गए.
जीत भी वही था.
Exactly,
जीत तो
वही
पूछ
तो
रहा,
बोल रहा हूँ.
जीत पूछ रहा था, अच्छा इस पे लगाओ क्या? नहीं भाई, मेरे को नहीं लग रहा है, मेरे को तो लग रहा है ऐसे करने का है. अच्छा
सब
उस पे
कुछ
लगाने का है,
बोलना
ठीक है
नहीं
लगा दिया.
होता, सब कुछ बाहर नहीं बोलना होता है.
अरे कहाँ बोल रहा हूँ, मैं तो लगाने की बात बोल रहा हूँ इन द सेंस कि गट्स के ऊपर लगाने का. ये देखो यार, जाने वाला है कि नहीं है, हम लोग आपस में बात कर रहे थे, देन दैट हैपेंस एंड दैट्स रियली इट. यू कांट सी दी, एक बार तुक्का हो सकता है, दो बार तुक्का हो सकता है. इवन यू सी हिज tweets, you will find out that he says this bowler has done this, now this bowler should come, and there might be follow wicket, and we saw exactly it happen. It's
Yeah,
more than the guts, because he has dedicated his life to cricket
life
in
to
terms of
cricket.
and then the problem is that he's earning from that, because and ultimately of course he's earning from, I'm not
Yes,
kidding,
yes,
matlab, and when you are professionally doing something, you have to live into that. Like Avinav is doing something, I am doing something. If we are not good at our things, why people will reach out to us? And the Nikhil Bhai
correct.
is amazing, I must say. I have seen so many people, but the way I saw he analyzed the game, the way he live. I'm talking about when you watch the match and live he talks about. Dude, none to anyone I saw it.
Yeah,
Like,
the way he reads the game is like too good, like he'll
Right.
even say like, an opportunity is coming and at long on, long off, and you'll
ये
see the
चीज,
ball going there.
and I want to hear this from Avinav's voice, because Avinav is our, what he is. Avinav, please explain Nikhil Bhai's guts here, please. In your voice, I want to hear.
ये वीडियो मेरे बारे में नहीं है.
This video is this video dedicated to you. Abhinav, please, my request.
At the start, I had said, no, I mean, we thought Paul the Octopus had died. I think he never died. He's just been reborn in the form of Nikhil Popat. At the start of the video, I said this. That just holds up.
We already
He
discussed
just
everything
sees,
about
I
Nikhil
mean,
Bhai.
he just sees the game in a way that a lot of us don't, and that is the best part. I mean, he just has that ability to pinpoint. I mean, it's I mean, he just has that ability, and I don't think it's uh, words can actually put into
The
context how
the the,
he can
the
do it.
best part is that when even the PNG versus Uganda will be happen, na, he will give his point of view that this wicket,
Correct.
when we know that nobody knows how to play cricket. Fielding is very good, but batting and bowling was there. Hiri Hiri. What is name? Hiri Hiri was the bowler. Like Harakiri Hiri Hiri. So
Saurabh
he
Bhai,
can tell you,
just going on, we have got Arsha Bogle into our stream.
you know who the Harsha Vogle. Last time also he came, I forgot who was he. Oh, it's you only, na, if I'm not
Just, I
wrong.
mean,
No, no, no,
Wallaf, you only told that you're the
no,
Harsha
no,
Vogle. Now you're changing it,
no,
huh?
no, no, no,
You
no,
are
no. I'm
you
not
are
Arsha Bogle.
being a host, asking the question from the host and the panelist. That is the art you have, bro.
this comment actually should be a segue into us discussing about Afghanistan. I think because that
Yes.
again is the story of this World Cup. I mean, just incredible. And they've totally deserved how being in the semifinal because they got out of probably the toughest group in this game, in this tournament. I mean, you had
Abhinav, your
the
voice
West
is not
Indies and
clear.
New Zealand. Okay, I hope I am audible now.
You're audible, yes.
Hello.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yes, yes, it's
great.
clear.
So I think look, I think Afghanistan again, like every tournament, I think since 2000, the 2010 T20 World Cup, Afghanistan has always been the story to watch, the feel good story of world cricket. And this time it has actually been the feel good story that they finally reached in a way the promised land. They've finally reached the knockout stage of a senior men's ICC tournament. I mean, because they've never been able to do that. I think they've reached the they've reached finals, semi-finals of a T20 World of a under 19 World Cup before, but they've never done that in the senior men's format. And this time they got out of the toughest group of this tournament. West Indies and New Zealand being grouped together in that same group. I mean, you've got two T20 powerhouses in your group. Afghanistan is no slouch now. I mean, I mean, just the number of, I think what's genuinely helped them is the number of their players who were playing T20 leagues outside.
Leagues.
I mean, from Rehmanullah Gurbaz to uh, Rashid Khan, Mohammad Nabi,
Almost
Noor
everybody is
Ahmed,
contracted.
almost everybody. Almost, I mean, barring, I think, Kharote, in this lineup, Kharote and Kareem Janat and Ibrahim Zadran, everybody in this team who's playing is involved in some global T20 league somewhere or the other, and that too,
Right.
not just mom and pop wala T20 competitions, proper hard. I mean, playing in the BBL or IPL, CPL,
Correct.
SA20, 100 ऐसे उसमें competition में involved है. I mean, and that generally and that professionalizes a lot of these players when they've spent this much time out on the road, and a lot of them have come from very hard beginnings. I mean, and let's not forget. I mean, this is a country which has been ravaged by war. It's been, I mean, since the time we've all gained consciousness, Afghanistan has been in a perpetual state of conflict,
Correct.
and it it is not easy to and being from a state and I can say that because मैं खुद ऐसे एक स्टेट से आया हूँ where घर से निकलना is the biggest thing that घर से अगर निकल गए that is the biggest thing that happens to you uh, because it turns your life around. So for a lot of these players, I mean, they've had these hard beginnings and they've been able to escape a lot of those. I mean, they still understand those harsh realities that await back home, but I mean, just the way they've professionalized. I mean, Isbar and every game they've had somebody or the other standing up for them. Uh, and for starters, they've probably had the most consistent opening pair of this entire tournament. At least no opening pair in this entire tournament has been able to give whatever. I mean, slow he starts only, but Gurbaz and Ibrahim Zadran have given them the most consistent starts amongst all the teams. I mean, with uh, almost every other game they've had a 50 run stand, and I mean, and just the sheer variety of their bowling attack. They have their spin attack comprises it has every spin bowling discipline. So I mean, they've deserved making it this far, and against South Africa, there is no guaranteeing that Afghanistan will not might actually shock them, because Afghanistan, it's like they live for they're a team which functions on moments, and वही है moments वाला वो चीज है.
Right. And I want to quickly go
I
to
think
Nikhil Bhai. I
हाँ
want to quickly go to Nikhil Bhai about India England semi final. Same situation, same place. What will happen? I think we should not play for revenge. We should play for the win. There is nothing about revenge. It's about going reaching the finals and being the champions. So what perspective do you see it, and what is the outcome, the strategies and all?
No, I think the revenge bit is correct. Where again, I don't think anybody looks at it in terms of revenge, but we are told that it is being looked as a revenge because that was what sells. But I think it is very apt also that India will play England, and that also that India has selected a squad which was almost similar to the one that played England in the last World Cup. So I
Correct.
think in that sense, it's a very good uh, time to reflect on how far you have come as a side, because from that semi-final to this semi-final, a lot of things have changed but have not changed. You tried a
Yes.
lot of things, but you eventually said, okay, no, let's just stick to this, and it has worked. So it's not wrong. But the point
Yes.
is, It wasn't wrong till that point of time. Now, can you find a way to make it right that you have been
This
unbeaten
time.
so far? You are the better team in terms of coming into the semi-final on the back of a lot of good performances. South Africa is also unbeaten, but there were
Correct.
games where you felt South Africa could have lost it. So, in that
Mm.
aspect, India have ticked most boxes, but this is the best time for India to see okay, the same squad, the same people are going to face the same people. Of course, England is a far different side now. They do not have the form of Sam Curran that was there last year. I mean, it was only in the last game that Sam Curran and Reece Topley took wickets, and that
Mm.
is how bizarre it is. Okay, that is what it is because Wood and Archer did the bulk of the damage for their side, along with Adil Rashid, of course, who's been one of their best bowlers for a long time now. So to me, because they're also going to play in Guyana, it is going to bring Adil Rashid, Moeen Ali, Livingston, everybody into the game. But for me, the battle lies of, you know, two battles. First is how do Rohit and Virat go against Topley?
Correct.
Because Rohit has got a start in terms of, a few good knocks. Virat has got one good knock, but you still want more from him. But coming up
Correct.
against Stark is someone who is happy to bowl full. I don't see
Mm.
Topley bowling full at all. वो full नहीं डालने वाला. वो आपको डालेगा into the deck and trying to use the variations if he can. So that is one batter that I'm looking forward to because if they take care of the new ball bowling attack, then it sets up really well for Pan, Sky. Shivam Dube could potentially be playing the most important game that he would ever play in his life because he will be facing Moeen Ali, Adil Rashid, Liam Livingston. Guyana pe
Right.
they will bowl. But and if you are not able to hit them out of the park,
Then
then there will be a lot of questions asked. He's lacked some runs, lacked some fluency, but you expect the team to back him because I don't expect any changes, and I don't think there should be any. Because this is
changes.
as the combination wise you have. This could actually be a good deck for Jadeja to show up and have a good game. Because you have to remember
Mm.
there are a lot of which is why this game is very good because there are a lot of small battles that everybody has to win. Virat wants to win a battle that hasn't had a good World Cup so far. Rohit wants to establish his legacy. You have Rishabh Pant who's coming back, batting at a
Right.
new position, and he wants to come. Surya wants to show that I'm not going to just be team people that
Within
is
a
going to
best.
be. वैसा भी नहीं है वो. And then you have Shivam Dube
I
who
don't want to
wants
be
to
the Indian version of Zimbabwe.
नहीं, मतलब again, I'm not wanting to name anybody yet because you are not responsible for who you face. But
Right.
Hardik Pandya के लिए भी it is massive because the Hardik Pandya that you saw 2 months back and the Hardik Pandya that you
Is
see now are two completely different
different.
people in terms of how they have come through. उसके बाद भी you have Akshar Patel who isn't back, so he has a point to prove. Jadeja has not been used, he has a point to prove. So you see, there is a lot riding on this purely from the POV that see the last World Cup, a lot of us felt that this lot may not play again. But at this point of time, you probably feel this is as close to their potential last, potential slot at a T20 Cup. So we don't know. 2026 is a long time away. A lot of things could change till then. Now, Gambhir coach ban jayega, we don't know how he's going to go about it if at all that is the case. So for this batch, I think they have done a lot of good things over the last decade or so, but they haven't won that silverware. And the semi-final will be the first hurdle for them. If they get past that, then of course we have November 19 memories to wipe out. But okay, for now, let's go one game at a time. And
Correct.
positive vibes only because there is nothing else to do. There are weakness for England, there is weakness for India.
India.
Eventually, on that very big day, whoever holds their nerve and backs what they've done so far, they will win. As simple as that.
But as
Abhishek,
a
Abhinav,
fan, but as a fan, we only want one person, one particular stuff to hold themselves is the ring. Is the ring. Rain
yes.
has to hold themselves.
But rain
It's
आ गया तो भी you will
which
तो ये ना rain आ गया तो भी as a fan I don't think
Ah,
Indian fan will
But
no
because you go
that that
5 hours.
exactly.
There
अरे यार
should be
sorry
less
फाइनल में
than
है तो
5 hours.
कुछ प्रैक्टिस तो होना चाहिए ना मेरा सिर्फ इतना
We
ही
had
yeah,
enough
this
practice, Saurabh
rain,
bhai.
I'll tell you honestly I don't want the rain to come because I will be tired of hearing that rain saved India. So I don't
Ah,
want
yes
rain
yes that is the only reason because the way
I don't
right now
want rain
situation
to
has
get
been happened
because
see
English
all
media will teach us.
ah
English media will teach us again. Okay, you rigged this final. You wanted to play this game only. You did this, you did that, you won this
So
cricket.
who
So
asked them to be number two? They could have been number one.
then
They have
you don't
already
bring
started.
facts, sir.
They
You
start.
cannot bring facts in an argument.
That's true.
English media has already
You
started.
can't go through that
Exactly, that's
level of
it.
idiocy.
I mean,
It's quite obvious.
you are already hearing a lot of things, and again, nobody is going to defend what is happening, but it is what it is. As unfortunate or fortunate it is, someday when some other team will have the power, they will also exercise it the same way that it is happening now. If you are happy to
Hmm.
take this now, we should be happy to take it then. As simple as that.
Absolutely. It
Right.
happened with us not so many times. Luck has
हाँ,
gone.
मैं वही बोल रहा हूँ. The cycle will always continue. If you are happy now, you have to be happy then, and you cannot complain because you also did the
That,
same thing.
correct.
So till
Correct.
the time
Absolutely.
nobody breaks the cycle, it will continue.
I still remember we could have been have our another ICC trophy way back in 2002 in Sri Lanka when the both the matches against the Sri Lanka was washed off and we
What?
were in very good position. Washed out, yes, washed out, and we were in very good situation actually. So क्या कर सकते हैं? ठीक है देखते हैं क्या होता है. Whatever. बाकी तो जय माता
It
दी
should
है
not.
ही.
I mean, and I actually like what Nikhil bhai said about every player in this team having a point to prove. That what Joy Bhattacharya calls the PTP, the point to prove. Every player has that point to prove factor in this Indian 11 who will take place, who will be lining up in the uh, semi-final. Bumrah has a point to prove that he can deliver it on a big stage. I mean that he can deliver a game for the India in a knockout situation. He wants
We are
that.
so
He has that
we are so
bunny on that. He has those critics griping on him that he's not delivered India a win in the knockouts. He has that point to prove. Ravindra Jadeja has a point to prove that he's not a T20 fraud. Uh, he has that point to prove. Akshar has a point to prove that. He, I mean, he was picked away. He deserves a spot in this Indian side for a very long time, and he has so he has that point to prove. Uh, Rohit and Kohli have a legacy point that they want to stamp a legacy and they want to quit. They want to be able to bow out with a ICC trophy. Virat has one already, but I mean they want a T20 World Cup because they want to solidify their position in the pantheon of Indian cricket. Uh, and Kohli has a second point to prove that he's really not been informed right through this tournament, so he has that. So I mean, every player in this 11 has a huge has something or the other to prove, and that is going to what is I mean who on I think it's Thursday, na? Thursday ko which team is more desperate for a win? I think that is going to the desperation. It is which team and which players are more desperate to lift uh,
The
their
World Cup.
sides up. Uh, that is going to decide what happens in Indian
Okay.
game.
Right, Abhinav. Right. I think let's quickly discuss about Afghanistan versus South Africa game as well, because that is the first game that is going to be played at Indian time 6 o'clock, which means most of the cricket
That
enthusiasts should woke up. Yeah, Karthik, you wanna have a word
it is
about
it
that?
is on 26th only. It is today only. No,
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 tomorrow.
tomorrow.
day after.
6 o'clock.
नहीं day
Day
after.
after.
Morning.
छह छह
Day
बजे
after. Morning.
6 बजे परसों
Morning
परसों
semi-final 1,
6 बजे.
evening semi-final 2. 6 a.m. No, for us. Yeah, Karthik, please.
Yeah, that too is like evenly poised. If you look at the Afghanistan team, we are just talking about Rashid Khan and all, but that team has everyone. Like, see if you look at the bowling lineup, Fazal Haq, left arm pacer, Naveen, right arm pacer, Karote, left arm spin, Rashid, leg spin, Noor, Chinaman. Then they have Gulbuddin Naib. Then they have Azmatullah. If you want with the new ball, he can be the backup pacer. That, like, first bowling change. Like, then I forgot the president Nabi.
Mohammad
You have
Nabi.
off spin, like they have like 8 or 9 bowling options except the keeper and Ibrahim Jadran. Even Karim Janat can bowl. They have 9 bowling options, and the batting they bat till 9. Karate can bat as well. Like, the only thing I want to see from Afghanistan is don't play that 10 overs 60 for 0 or 64 for 0.
Hmm.
They need to, like at least one of the two openers after the power
Yes.
play should take the initiative and start accelerating because they bat deep. If they do the same thing against a quality opposition like South Africa, there is no guarantee that you'll get to 140 or 150. You'll be facing Rabada. If you want to escape him, then you'll be facing Shamsi.
Yeah.
If you want to say okay, let's not attack him, wait, then there will be Nokia coming up. Then you might see Otnil Bajil or
Some
Maharaj bowling quality spin.
Maharaj.
Yeah,
Exactly.
and the problem with the West Indies
And then
pitches,
they have Marco Jansen as well.
Marco Jansen, yeah, and the problem, and like if you send someone a lefty, eligible is not playing. Like if you then there is Markram coming as well as a part-time bowler. The problem with the West Indies pitches is you need to have at least one top three batsman to stay there till the end,
system.
like as long as possible, because it's never easy for the new batsman to come and start attacking from ball one. You have seen in all the games, like the only team or only players who can start attacking from ball one are West Indies. And until and unless you are named Russell or Rutherford, I don't think anybody can take on the bowling from ball one. Like even like finishers from our team, don't think like whatever, like beat Surya, or like they need some time.
Correct.
So I think like Afghanistan just needs to be careful. Even a 145, 150 score is more than enough. Like I just wish Afghanistan bat first. I don't think like they are a quality side, even though they bowl first. But I want them to bat first and put a score on the board. They have all the bowling options to defend the total. And South Africa are even more desperate, to be honest. Like I think alongside India, they are the other team with a 100% record in this World Cup.
Correct.
And like they want to like they have faced, like they have that C tag. They want to like move on from that, and they have a quality side, to be honest. Like if you look at the and Quinton de Kock form is one like big positive for South Africa. And the other thing, Riza Hendricks, he didn't click until now. He's a dangerous batsman as well, and he did play decent. I think in the West Indies series, he played two good knocks or all three. I don't remember, but I remember him scoring 81 of 40 or 81 of 50. So he's a reliable batsman as well. He didn't click yet, so he'll be itching to click as well. Like just like our team, everybody, just like our Indian team, everybody in the South African lineup too wants to prove, like they have it in them to perform on the big stage. So South Africa will be, having that extra motivation
True.
to go to the final and lift the trophy. Same with the Afghanistan, like they'll play with, like we lose nothing attitude. Like they have nothing to lose. They have the team, they have the pitch conditions that favor them. All they just need to do is, like bring that A game,
Exploit them.
step up, and reach the finals. So it's even Stevens, to be honest. They both are equally balanced. Like South Africa is a quality side. I'm not taking it away from them. But Afghanistan in West Indies are equally dangerous. So we never know. Like it can go anyway. It can be South Africa, it can be Afghanistan. But I will say 55-45 in favor of South Africa for now, just because of like, the experience or say like the quality they have. But with the spin options, we can't write off Afghanistan. So it's like both the semifinals are like would be. I would, as a cricket fan, I want both the games to be nail biters, and I
Correct.
want my favorite teams to win. So, and I also like like as Nikhil Bhai said, like he don't want to see all those news about like that pitch conditions, like stadium predefined. Semi-final two and all, but I want to trigger the English media. I have been seeing like they have been started crying like a week ago, so I just want the match to abandon. Like I'm okay with that. Like I don't care, man. After that, after what we have all been through in the last decade or so with this team, I want to see them in the finals no matter what. I really doesn't care. I don't care. Like I no matter what I want to see them in the finals and lift the trophy. So yeah.
Right. Right. I
At the
think
end,
that's it.
we all need that. We all need that.
Yeah, and the team deserves as well. Like like I think like right from day one, like we might say like the squad, we might question the squad and all, but that like the Rinku over Dube or Rinku too is a justified pick, to be honest. The games are in South Africa, like in
Rinku is
West
not
Indies.
there.
No, that's what, like Dube over Rinku. Like that's a good call, to be honest. Like we need someone to take on the spin in the middle overs. Like they all know, like with the batting we have, most of the days like one of the top five will be there till the end. Like they can be acting as finishers. So Dubey in the middle overs is all we need. Like I just hope he clicks versus like
I
if
like the word. Sorry, I like the word acting.
so yeah,
Yeah,
like Dubey,
looking
yeah,
at
I think
acting.
it's his day. I think he's gonna rip apart Livingston and Rashid. So let's see. I hope he proves all of us wrong and like justifies his place and have something for us to smile on the day. And along with the
Just
players,
one small thing, yeah,
this
please.
coaching staff to have something to prove. They don't have any silverware or what do you call anything to show. So Dravid is going off. So maybe a
But
trophy.
one thing I want
Just
to
one thing.
entire
We will
this
just.
World Cup, I want to add one thing. The best video I liked when the coaching staff or the USA team, or not coaching, or the managing staff, whomsoever, was teaching Dale Steyn how to bowl. That
And the
was
best
the
part was like
and
he's acting along. Like he's like,
No,
okay, this
no.
is the first time I'm holding a ball.
It's like me
uh,
helping Nikhil Bhai to predict something.
Yeah.
see, we should change our name
The points you are
to
bringing, it purely depends. The second semi-final is about who holds their nerve better. It is purely about that. Afghanistan has
Varun.
never been
Very
in the stage, and we've
nice.
seen Afghanistan being very animated in high pressure situations. That they've and South Africa has that upon that C tag on them in the knockout game. So the first semi-final is about who holds their nerve better. Second semi-final is about who's more desperate to take their team across the finishing line. First is about that is how the two semi-finals are positioned like.
Right. Chalo. I think it's time to wrap. Just like knife falling down without an injury. I think let's wrap it.
I think we should
I
have
mean,
one session if possible by Friday. It will be
Yeah,
better.
we will have one. We will have one.
I mean,
It will be
but
fun.
seriously, that was the most. It was comedy gold watching. I mean, okay, sorry. It was comedy gold seeing
No,
knife, Wolverine knife going down like that. I mean, it takes serious degree of imagination to interpret your coach's signal. Key boys slow the game down, and what's the best way to slow the game down? As the great cricketers, great cricketer rightly said, to just go down. And it was comedy gold. I mean, and to all those people in the English media and everyone who was making the spirit of cricket wala argument, let's just say spirit the spirit of cricket is the last of you discounts. It's as simple as that. Ends justify the
And
means. That is,
and one
I
more
mean, unfortunately, that is how that is how it things work.
with
Ends
the name of
justify the mean. And Afghanistan
with
won it square,
with the
square, fair and square.
with the name of spirit, I can remind of few things. Few spirit I remember. तो म्यूट ही कर दिया बेचारे को.
Saurabh bhai, let's talk
Okay.
spirit someday else.
No, no.
There'll be a lot of spirits to discuss
देखो भाई,
and explore. We have a lot of spirits to explore.
one spirit is guts, which Nikhil bhai has.
Uh,
One spirit is ghost.
Non-stop talk. Non-stop talk.
No, that Karthik is right now. One spirit is which Avinav goes and shows on his on his profile.
Twitter.
Another spirit is Dr. Sahib, who keep the spirit to ensure the wound will be taken care of. So need to know which spirit our English media is talking about, or the Aussie media, because they use all those things in their personal life for sure, or the public life. They need that. But again, it's a good session. After so many months,
Yes.
we are back, and I think we will keep it that way. Thank you so much, guys. Have a nice day, and best wishes.
Jai
होप
Mata Di.
फाइनल्स के पहले इंडिया वर्सेस समवन होगा. इंडिया वर्सेस अफगानिस्तान हो जाए तो
Hope,
माशाल्लाह.
hope Bhagadin
ओहो,
Naik recovers in time.
उस दिन हुआ तो हम लोग गाना जलाएंगे, अफगान जलेबी आराम से.
Chalo.
चलो guys, see
We'll
you.
meet up
Good night.
soon. We'll meet up
That
soon again.
100%.
Good
See
night.
you. Take care, guys. Bye bye.
Chalo.
Good night. Good night, guys. Take care.